Now, 9 students have reportedly died by suicide in Andhra Pradesh after results of Class 11 and 12 exams were declared on Wednesday by the Andhra Pradesh Board of Intermediate Examination. 2 other students are said to have attempted suicide. 1 died by jumping in front of a train. 1 died by jumping inside a lake. As many as 10 lakh students appeared for the exam. The pass percentage of Class 11 was 61% and 72% for Class 12. My colleague Uma has the details.
Extremely tragic news in the 48 hours since the exam results. Class 11 and 12 is called Intermediate Board here in Andhra Pradesh, and after the results were declared on Wednesday evening, 9 students have in fact died, and this is the numbers that we have confirmed because there could be more that may be in this kind of a vulnerable state, and that's the reason why we think it's very important for us to report this and alert the parents as well as the government to reach out, because so far there's been no official comment from the government on this kind of big numbers who have resorted to this very extreme step, very distressed with the kind of results they've got in the exam. Just to put it in perspective, there are about 10 lakh students who sat for the Class 11 and Class 12 exams, and many of these students who have died by suicide, at least the numbers that we know of, are in fact Class 11 students as well. And what we do understand is that, after the COVID pandemic, last year also they had written exams, but at that time what we are being told is that the feeling that yes, the lessons could not happen properly, and therefore the evaluation was possibly a little more lenient. And what parents are now complaining about is that possibly the evaluation process has been very stringent, even though the students had said that the exam papers were not that tough. In Nandigama area, in fact, we have seen some protests by certain groups alleging that the Board of Intermediate Examination must take responsibility, because they are giving the example of one John being called Janu there, and they say that he had scored about 90% in Class 10, and he was consistently scoring about 70% in his Class 11-12 exams, and then to be failed by the intermediate is something that he could not take, and that's the reason why he had resorted to the extreme step. Having said this, I must just put this in perspective that there's a very, very worrying trend of increasing number of suicides by students in educational institutions across the country, and this is not just limited to schools but also to higher education institutions like IITs that we have been reporting about, big numbers there. And the statistics also tell their own story, because just in 2021, the last figures that NCRB had put out, we had about 13,000 students who died by suicide, which means that more than 35 students are dying by suicide every single day, and that means one student is attempting suicide every single hour, and that's a very chilling statistic.